Hello and welcome to episode. What episode is this? 9?
Who knows?
Welcome to episode 9 of the JK cast with Justin and Keely.
It's a square number.
It's a square number?
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
What a special episode.
That's all you wanted to say?
Yep.
All right. How are you doing today?
Do you want like a real answer?
However you want to answer.
Today was a lot.
Today was a lot?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, one of my coworkers tested positive for COVID.
Hmm.
So I had to go home. Now we're trying to figure out what all the rules are, if I was in contact with them enough, even though we were wearing our masks. Like what's the
procedure?
Right.
Now you're sitting here talking to me.
Well, honestly, if I have COVID, you have COVID.
Yeah, I can't avoid you.
We live together. Yeah, but it's just a little weird. Like, my company's supposed to have a hotline that's 24/7. And I called it, and they sent me to voicemail, and I left a message, and they're supposed to call you back, and I still haven't been called back. It's been hours. So I just don't know what to do.
I guess you're just waiting. You're in limbo.
Yeah, I'm in limbo. I don't know if I can go to work or not.
Hopefully, I don't know. You can call again in the morning.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how my day's been. Thank you for asking. How's your day been?
Thank you. I was waiting. I was like, when's she gonna ask me?
Yeah,
like,
what a bitch.
When's she gonna do the polite thing and ask me? Like we do every podcast. I'm just screaming into the void.
Oh my God, you've been waiting to say that all day. No.
Well, yeah, it's my favorite way to answer. Because, when you ask someone.
Mm-hmm. They're like, fine, great.
No, you ask them, like, oh, how was your weekend? Or whatever.
I hate when people ask that.
Now, what's the answer that's like?
Yeah, people always want to, and it's never the young people at work.
That ask you how you're doing.
Or how my weekend was. It's always the older people at work are like, how was your weekend? Do anything fun? And I'm like,
do anything fun?
Yeah, I'm like, it was a weekend, like, what are you asking?
I wasn't here.
Yeah, it was great.
Didn't have to look at your face for 24 hours, 48 hours. That's what you should say.
I should say that.
It's a way to get HR involved very quickly.
Yeah. But, like, the young people never ask that. I've noticed a lot at work that, so, like, the older people always want to start conversations with, like, small talk to, like, butter you up before talking about work and, like, asking you to do your job. And all the young people are like, their small talk is, hey, I heard that you're the expert at doing this. Can you either do it or show me how? Like, very straightforward to the point. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, small talk needs to die out. Millennials, that's your next on your hit list. Kill small
They're
talk.
doing it already.
Good. I hate that shit.
Because we're like tasked with this project that we have to do like a yearbook PowerPoint slide about ourselves, and it's not really supposed to be about work. It'll be available for anybody in the department to look at.
Oh, just like any time?
At any time.
Oh, I don't like that.
And I'm like, let's just make it about work. If you need help with something that I know how to do, just the small talk is you say, hey, I saw you know how to do this on the slide. Can you help me? That's all it needs.
Yeah,
like, you don't have to butter me up to convince me to work.
You don't need a warm up to tell me that you need something when it's my job to help you with that thing or whatever.
Exactly.
But I just remembered, if you ask someone, hey, how's it going? And they say, it's going. That's how you know they got it rough.
So if somebody responding it's going means they have it rough, what does screaming into the void mean?
Huh? What does screaming into the void mean?
Yeah, if you're saying that on the scale, if somebody responds it's going, that's rough.
Yeah.
So where on the scale is screaming into the void? Is it just like clinical depression?
No, it's below it's going.
Okay.
Because it's going is like, it's just like one of those things where it's like you can't even explain it in your own. You don't even know what's going on. You're just like, yep, it's happening. It's doing it right now.
But I mean, you could be screaming into the void and also still just trekking along.
Yeah, but at least you know you're screaming into the void. If you say it's going, it means you're screaming into the void, but you don't know you're doing that. You don't know what's going on, and you're just
not
waiting to
aware.
get T-boned in an intersection in life.
You're just not aware.
What's the thing, like the slides, like, oh, this is about me. Those are my least favorite days, like in college even. Like the first day of the semester,
I was
like
tasked with this 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't turned mine in.
I mean, what are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Nothing.
They said they wanted them by the end of this week, and I guess tomorrow's the end of the week, but I'm not allowed to work tomorrow, so
I just,
sorry.
I don't like people knowing things about me.
Oh, I hate it.
Because if I like you or like am on a personal relationship with you,
Yeah.
you'll end up knowing things about, because I'll share things about myself.
Yeah.
But I don't want to share my things about
Yeah.
myself with strangers. I don't want to be in a college class full of like 30 kids that I've never seen before. They're not even in my major. We're in some
and they just all
different
like,
hall
know
that I
some random
only
fact about
yeah.
me because we had to do an
It's like
icebreaker.
tell 3 fun facts about yourself. Be like,
I'm like, I don't need
no.
to do that.
I don't want to do that.
If I want to make a relationship with somebody, it will naturally happen.
Yeah, and there's those people that just love it. They love to share about themselves.
Oh, they love it.
We went to it.
Well, I feel like it's the same as like at Starbucks. I got to a point at Starbucks where I didn't put my real name on my name tag for a long time. So I just didn't want people to like use my name and pretend like we're friends to talk to me.
I also
look at
hated
your
that.
name tag, like pause in the conversation. We're both standing there. And they're looking at your name tag before they'll start talking because they want to use your name in the conversation. I'm like, we're strangers.
Yeah,
okay?
we're strangers.
Yeah.
I'm only wearing this name tag because somebody's making me wear this name tag.
Yeah, it's part of the uniform.
I hated when customers would use my name. Like they would call
like,
my name to get my attention about something. I was like, no. Gross.
They would look at so they walk up to the register, it's their turn, whatever. And then they look down. They go, hello, Justin. Justin, I want blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, don't act like you know me. I don't like that.
I like how in that situation I was working register.
You never worked register.
Again, I don't like people, and like my superiors knew it, and I wasn't good at it because I didn't like people, and I'm not good at hiding.
Yeah, you're not fake at all.
Yeah. Like, you know, like in the service industry, like, not being fake, but a little bit more pumped up, a little bit more exaggerated with like your, like
your
intro.
customer service voice.
Yeah, like some people were like good at customer service. I was never good at customer service.
Yeah. You just look at them when they're complaining and be like, think you need to talk to somebody else.
I'm like, yeah, it sounds like it's your fault, man. It's so weird. You put too much sugar in your coffee, now it's too sweet. Yeah, that sucks.
No,
you want to buy another one?
That's so sad.
Yeah, we're all fucking terrible. But we went to a college with a lot of like sorority, fraternity people.
Yeah.
And so like at the beginning of the year, when we was like, oh, share something about yourself. And there's always like those people that are like really excited to share something about themselves. Like they think they're the protagonist in everybody else's life.
Right.
And everybody else's life. And they just start talking, and I'm just like, just the energy you have when you talk, I do not like you. Like, I know they say like don't judge a book by its cover, but it's like judge a book by its cover.
So we got sent around one of these yearbook things as an example.
At work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for judging the girl who did it, but like in this one PowerPoint slide where no other punctuation is being used, there were 4 exclamation points. Like
at the end of one sentence?
No.
Or just like everything was an exclamation.
Like there was probably 10 different like bullet points of things, and 4 of them had exclamation points. I was like, that's too many. I was like, there's no earthly reason why you should be this excited about telling people in this stupid building about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if like they're not like people you work with directly, like all the time. Like, why do they need to know about me?
It was too peppy for me. And again, I don't want to. I've never met or talked to this person before, but I know all of their hobbies now, and I really don't like it.
Yeah, I also don't like to know things about people that I don't know them. Like, because like I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this information? I don't like it. But
That's
also
weird.
when they're like, "Oh, tell three fun facts about yourself," you're presuming that I know 3 fun facts about my own life.
And what is fun? Like, what counts as fun fact?
Yeah, I mean, like for some,
Like,
yeah, it's
I
so
have blue eyes.
it's so subject. Oh, yeah, that's a fun fact.
This is a fun fact. 1 in 21 children born of moms 40 or older have some kind of chromosomal disorder. You're like, I'm one of the 20.
I thought it was 1 in 10.
No, it's 121.
Oh, that's still really
Yeah.
high.
I'm like, I'm one of the 20.
Thought you know.
That I know. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any diagnosed chromosomal disorders. But I mean, that's a kind of interesting fact. I don't know if that's fun.
No, because then it's just like people, because that's one of those facts. It's like it's not fun. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like when people say like I have 7 brothers and sisters, I'm like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You have too much family.
I usually say, like, if a lot of people are talking about their families, I'll be like, oh, I have 3 older sisters. I'm like,
Fun fact.
it's not really a fun fact, but I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, I don't even here. What are 3 fun facts about me? No idea.
Cute cricket noises.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm like,
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
yeah, what's a fun
What
fact?
do
If
you
you said just like
mean?
tell me 3 things about yourself,
It would
I
be
could be
way
like-
less pressure.
yeah, you'd be
But
like,
you're
oh,
like thinking of things about yourself, and you're like, wait, is that fun?
is that fun? Are people gonna enjoy this?
Are they
You
gonna?
know?
Are they gonna hear me say this fact and then go, oh whoa, that's crazy?
Yeah, if I talk about my dog that I know and love and that they have never even seen, are they gonna think that's fun?
It's like you have to like tell a fact about the dog and be like, you guys don't get it. Here, I carry this wallet-sized picture. Everybody pass it around. Oh, I put a picture of the dogs at Christmas in my slide.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you have to like have like 3 or 4 pictures that represent your life or whatever. It's so dumb.
Just put like a black JPEG in there. But yep, that's one of them.
It's one of them. The void.
Yeah, 1/4 of my life is just being consumed by the void.
So I've got the dog. Me in London, because I put it that I like to travel as one of the things I'm letting people know about me.
Weird to do that this year.
I know. So picture me in London. A picture of us, I think, from your cousin's wedding.
I asked you not to put me in there.
You said I had to be from far away. You said I could.
That's because I broke down.
Okay, great.
Fun fact about myself, I broke down. No one knows what song that is.
Okay, well then they should educate themselves. Anyways,
It's Broke Down by Tyler Cassidy.
The picture of us from your cousin's wedding.
Yeah?
It was a cute picture.
We had, okay.
Pretty much I went through like all of my pictures that I have on my phone, pretty much from like 2016 to now. And I hearted, I think, like 30.
That's so much effort.
And then Mark and I went through them. And he like said which ones he thought I should put. And so now I'm down to 6. So I still need to cut down 2 more.
Putting a lot of effort into that.
I feel like I put the most effort into the pictures.
Yeah, I guess pictures tell a lot more. So like this is, these are things that pictures that I've taken.
That I care about.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's all you get. Interpret your 1,000 words from those.
Mm-hmm.
Because the words in my slide are very minimal.
Yeah, like honestly.
What about that? It's been happening a lot with companies who have to, everybody has to work from home and it's virtual work now. A lot of the companies are making you change your profile picture or whatever on your email or Skype or actually have one. Or if you have one that's like a logo, to change it to your face so that people know what you look like. Because there's been a lot of new hires or people in different positions, and they've never met any of these people in person because they started after COVID. And so they want to know like your face, they want to have that connection or whatever. And I mean, you've seen mine.
Yeah.
What do you think about mine? You think it's hilarious?
I think it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's hilarious.
I think it's pretty good. So
it's just you wearing a mask.
Yeah. So they're saying the whole reason is that they want to know what you look like and they want to see like your face. And I'm like, well, if you were in the office with me, since I have to be at the office, this is what I would look like. And so it's me in a mask. It's so funny.
What do you think of mine? Mine was taken before I grew my facial hair.
Taken junior year of college. You look so different.
Yeah, I know. Like it was before I grew my facial hair, before I bleached my hair, before I got my ears pierced, before I got new glasses. I look
before
completely
you started
different.
Wearing a chain every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to take new pictures, I think. With the people who count, they're getting tired of the mask. But all of the coworkers that I work with really closely still think it's great. Mark.
What's my biggest thing about stuff at work, mine doesn't look like me. I could update it, whatever. But it's the people that have theirs, it's a picture of themselves, but it's a much younger version of them.
It's from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they don't look anywhere close to that. I'm like,
well, because
you
the
gotta let
companies
go of the
used
past.
to like take everybody's picture professional. Like they would have like once a year.
Yeah,
they would have like somebody come in and everybody would get professional pictures taken, and they don't do that anymore. So a lot of people have these pictures that they took like 20 years ago that they took at work, and it looks nothing like them anymore. Like they don't have anymore. They don't have the hair anymore.
They've gained a ton of weight.
They've gained weight. They've lost weight. Obviously the style is very different.
It's just like lower quality. You can tell it's an older picture.
Yeah. And so many people have that, and it's like, at least mine's accurate.
Yeah, true.
I still think it's funny. I might leave it a bit longer.
I don't even remember how to upload it and change it, so I don't think I'm going to go through that effort. Moving on from our personal work life.
I just think I've noticed a lot of things, and I think it's
here's
funny.
something I've noticed about the world that people can relate to. Mm-hmm. This is sports related, but I don't. It's not technical or anything. But I was, I watched like sports, whatever. But there was like this thing there where they were like, I just saw this video and I didn't watch it, but it was like top 10 worst first pitches at a baseball game.
I saw this video, but I didn't watch it.
I just saw the thumbnail. Well, because what I'm about to get into. But what I read it and I was like, wait a minute. They call it first pitch. I know they call it the ceremonial first pitch, but I want it to be the first pitch. It's not the first pitch.
It'd be so much funnier if it was.
Yeah, they go out there and they throw it, and it's before the game, and it just I don't understand the point.
You know what would be funnier than doing the first pitch? Because the first pitch, they throw it, and the catcher just catches it, right?
Yeah, if they throw it to him, yeah.
Right. What would be funnier is if they're throwing it, and then another person that was chosen that also is not an athlete has to try to hit it.
That would be funny. Yeah, but I just want to see like someone go out there like, oh, who's big right now that probably hasn't done a first pitch. They do a lot of musicians.
I don't know. We don't really watch baseball or.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. But let's say.
So I don't know who would have done the first pitch.
I don't know. Let's say Dua Lipa.
Okay.
She's newish to the music scene. Mm-hmm. And say she was doing the first. I want it to be the top of the first.
Yeah.
She's pitching to
whoever's first at bat.
She's actually pitching to like an actual MLB player.
Right. And then whatever happens. That's the first pitch.
Yeah, she throws it and they bunt it. She's got to run after it and get it and throw it to first base. That's what I want to see.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I just imagine like everybody just lobbing it up and like getting a home run every time.
Yeah, I'm sure it would like the whatever team would like the coach would come over and be like, hey, just throw it against the ground, and we'll just have to deal with them having.
Like one ball.
0-1 count. Yeah, a 1 ball count. Wait, no, 1
strike.
That'd be a ball because just like throw it on the ground, so like they don't have a chance to hit it. Hitting your 20-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle.
Right.
They're just gonna smack that out of the stadium.
Yeah, they're like, This is the end of ceremonial first pitches. This is now ceremonial throw that shit on the ground.
Yeah, they would really kill it. But it would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have, like, every year they'll have, like, I don't know if they've had it last year or they're going to do it this year. But for the NBA, they'll have, like, a celebrity basketball game. It'll be 2 teams made up of completely celebrities.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I don't watch it because
Cool.
it's always...
Is it during All-Star Week?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, it's always terrible.
I've never gotten too into All-Star Week.
I like some of the stuff. I like the skills showcase.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch the game.
Yeah, I'll watch the game.
I mean, I don't care who wins. I just want to see players do wild stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the skills thing. The dunk competition's always cool.
Yeah, I just don't even know all the events that they do during that week because I haven't looked into it. They don't do like anything like that for other sports. You know, like what if NFL had like an All-Stars week? It'd be kind of crazy. It'd have to be like a month.
They have the combine. Wait, yeah, they do. They do.
What do they do?
I know they have like a quarterback thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have like an all. Yeah, I've seen.
Well, what do they do?
Like skills going like quarterbacks like try to hit a moving target like a while away, or try to throw it through like a.
Why have I not heard of any of this?
Because it's not like a huge thing. It's kind of like I'm sure they do it more for the players than they do it for the fans. Yeah, but the combine is more like that.
What's the combine?
The combine is for recruits to the NFL to get you like a baseline because like they've seen you play in college, so they're gonna know how you draft. But then like to get those stat sheets, like they time your 40, your vertical, they do like how many reps you can do with like a certain amount of weight on bench.
Okay.
For receivers, they do little catching drills. They do like all these little drills and they like see what your time is. They can see how fast you are, what you pivot like, all that. But that's really cool because you see like athletes and like, it's basically like athletes taking the SATs, I guess.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like seeing like, people in like the top physical condition like you can possibly be in. It's kind of like the Olympics, but it's for football
specific
stuff.
drills, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they do like broad jump, and I know broad jump's not an Olympic sport, but jumping, they jump in the Olympics.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumping in the Olympics. I don't know if y'all heard that before, but if you haven't, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Olympics is pretty much all jumping.
I think they should add jumping to the Olympics.
Just jumping?
Just jumping.
Like, not jacks or...
No. Could you imagine if they just had like, with the... lately, we'll talk about it in a second, but the power of memes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine, because, like countries host the Olympics, they can add sports, take away sports, whatever. Mm-hmm. And just imagine like adding one for just like a meme.
That'd be really funny.
All right, there's going to be the gold and jumping jacks. Who can do the most jumping jacks? Who can do the best jumping jacks?
Oh, God. The best jumping jacks?
Yeah, what's the form like? Like, they judge it like gymnastics. You do one jumping jack.
I gave you a 9.8 because your fingers were not pointed. And that's really something I look for.
I know, but it'd be so funny because it'd be like, who's the country sending?
Right. Just
how did they fall into this position? So moving on to the power of memes.
Yes.
If you've been following the news recently, you know the whole fiasco that's going on with the stock market.
The stock market.
Stonks. Particularly surrounded around GameStop. So if you don't really know what's happened or you want a quick synopsis of what happened, basically, I don't know.
Can I do the synopsis?
Sure. Go for it.
What were you saying about you don't know?
I was going to say the name of the hedge fund.
The hedge fund? Oh, it's like Melvin Walter, Melvin. I have an article pulled up.
Yeah.
I've been following it very closely. So pretty much what's going on is there's this subreddit called Wall Street Bets.
Yes.
And if you don't know, in recent times, the common person has become more able to invest in the stock market, both using shares and options. Justin, would you like to explain the difference between shares and options?
I don't really know. Is options like the positions you can take?
So yeah, so shares, you would go and buy the physical shares now at the current price.
Right.
Options, you can put down small percentage of the total cost of the shares, but you use the options to pretty much place a bet on what you think is going to happen to the price of that stock. And so you put in the bet at the current price of the shares for a certain amount of shares. But since it's an option and you're doing a bet, you don't have to pay the entire amount. And hedge funds really use options. They're trading in options. They're placing bets on what they think the stock's going to do.
Right.
A lot of hedge funds will use options to try to short a stock. Like if they think a company is doing poorly, or how it's supposed to work, if they think a company is doing poorly, they can make a bet on not buying the stock, but place a bet in options that the stock is going to go down. And if it does, then they get more money.
Yeah.
So, but what happens out of that is if you have enough money, you can just put tons of money into shorting a stock. And because it looks like there's so much influence and so much money tied to thinking that the company is doing poorly, that the market reacts and they see that and they think that the company is doing poorly because there's a reputation and there's billions of dollars being put on it saying that it's going to fail. So then people sell out the stock that they have left and the company does fail. So in theory, it's supposed to be people monitoring the market and trying to make money off of it, whatever it's going to do. But when you have enough money to change the reputation of the stock, then it actually turns into you are altering it in the way that you want to so that you can get money out of it. So pretty much what happened was Wall Street bets.
So basically a hedge fund shorted GameStop stock. In the recent years,
with a lot of money.
GameStop has not been doing well. They filed for bankruptcy at one point. So
at the beginning of the year, their stock was worth $3.
Yeah.
Before this happened, it had come back up to 18. But yeah, so this, what is the name of it? It's Melvin.
It's something, but then they own another company, another like hedge fund that's called like Citadel or something.
Melvin Capital. That's the one that they went after, really.
One of the hedge funds, or the hedge fund that was affected, it like owns another hedge funds, and like that hedge fund owns like a big part of Robinhood. Who, if you don't know Robinhood, it lets you trade and buy stocks on your phone, which is what a lot of people on this subreddit Wall Street Bets are using. So basically, this hedge fund decided to short GameStop, and
they poured money into it to the point where it was causing the price to go down. So they were altering the price, which is technically illegal.
It's called stock manipulation.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
It's technically illegal, but it's how hedge funds operate, pretty much.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, it's how like things. It just happens behind closed doors, and it's like the bottom 80% of people own like 0.6% of stocks.
Stock
like
market,
normal people don't own stock.
Right.
And so
Melvin Capital was one of the big hedge funds. There were other ones associated, and some of the hedge funds are owned by other ones. It's all a web. But anyways, Melvin Capital and others hedge funds were pouring money into trying to short GameStop. And people in this subreddit noticed it and pointed it out, and they kind of went wild, and everybody was buying up shares of GameStop.
Yes.
To try to F over pretty much Melvin Capital and the hedge funds that were trying to sabotage this business.
Like thousands of people.
Thousands of people. The share price it peaked over $400.
Yeah, I think it got up to like $420.
Yeah. So it was, it went from $18 to over $400, maybe $420, who knows? I guess I could look it up, in a day.
Yeah.
And the hedge funds lost like billions of dollars.
Yeah.
From this because they lost their bet pretty much that GameStop.
The share was going to go down. And
right.
They didn't.
Right. And a lot of people the hedge fund managers are trying to get the government involved and saying that this Reddit group was doing market manipulation, stock manipulation.
Right.
I mean, a lot of politicians are like pretty much laughing at them, like, this is what you have been doing forever.
Yeah.
Like, and like the audacity to be so hypocritical and then try to get the government involved when the people have finally noticed and finally have the power to hit back at you.
Right.
And it's like the stock market hasn't represented how healthy our economy is for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Because it's just these people with billions of dollars playing games with people's lives.
Yeah.
It's really like what's happening there. And
so, yeah.
The people hit back, and now the billionaires are very upset and trying to get the government to come down on them. And so Robinhood's already halted
Robinhood is
all
already
transactions of GameStop, AMC stock.
GameStop, AMC stock, some other stuff, and
because there's a few others that
people have moved on to.
That people moved on to. They noticed there were similar bets being placed on other companies' stocks that have been hit hard because of COVID.
Yeah.
And pretty much Robinhood just put halts on all of it.
Right, which Robinhood, they also made it like on the app, like if you try to search for GameStop, it won't pop up and stuff like that. But a lot of people are also upset about that because that's just blatant. You're stopping people from trading certain stocks.
Yeah.
That's blatant stock manipulation.
Right.
And it's like
I've seen some, like one of the top comments on, there was one post, there's a bunch of posts on Reddit, on this subreddit about the GameStop stocks, but there was one that was about how, pretty much saying what I was saying, that people finally have the power to hit back at like these giants, and like they're trying to silence them and like don't let them, whatever. And like the top comment on it is, Robinhood blocked all transactions, whatever. They're like, I'm just gonna make an account somewhere else and I'm gonna keep fucking buying GameStop. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I was like, damn, dude, like power to you, but the stock is like, even though it's dropped quite a bit, it's still over $100 a share. Like, you're really gonna keep buying that shit when you know it's gonna drop. Like, I definitely would have done it at $18 if I knew about it before.
I don't know if I would have.
You don't think so?
No, because like I used to trade Dogecoin for the fucking memes.
I definitely would have done it at $18, and then when I like blinked and 4 hours later it was $300, I would have sold it immediately.
Yeah, right. But that's also gotta suck. It's like I was talking about that earlier. It's like I understand, like, you know, all this was happening on public forum. People organized to like, they're like, we're gonna buy all the stock and the price is gonna go up. But like,
it didn't start as organization.
Yeah,
it started as somebody pointed out that this hedge fund has said a lot of, like, has made a lot of insulting comments apparently to like the Wall Street Bets community.
Yeah.
And like calling them like they're amateurs, like they don't know what they're doing, whatever. They need to like stay off of the market. But somebody made a post saying, like, how it started was somebody made a post saying they noticed this hedge fund's trying to short GameStop, and then they like talked about like merits of GameStop stock. They didn't initially be like, let's organize and fuck over the hedge fund. And then a lot of other people made posts saying like they did like research into it, and they were like, you know, GameStop could actually be a good investment, you know, because they kind of have the market cornered on like video game stores,
right?
You know, other than like your big giant superstores,
like
really
Target, Walmart sell video games.
That's
and stuff.
only video games is GameStop, and they're like, they got hit really hard at the beginning of COVID, but so many people have started, you know, wanting to, because physical games still like way outsell
digital copies
because of memory space.
And like, you know, for me personally, it's like, one, like you still have to take up a lot of memory with fucking digital games, but like I like having the game. Just like like I don't have a Kindle. I read books.
Right.
I want to put them on my bookshelf.
Right.
You know, same thing with the games for me.
Yeah. And so a lot of people started making posts about how it could actually be a good investment, whatever. And then as more people started doing it, some people did it because they thought there was merit in the stock. Some people did it to try to hit back at Melvin Capital and other hedge funds. And some people did it just because they saw that like a frenzy was getting started and they knew they could profit.
Right.
And some people did it just for the memes, you know?
Did it for the memes.
Did it for the memes. I feel like a lot of people do stuff for memes now.
Yeah. Like, it's like way back when, do you remember in the high school, it's like, people would be like, oh, do it for the Snap, do it for the Vine, or whatever. It's like, now it's just like, just do it for the memes,
Do it for the meme. Like, dude, just be like, oh yeah, ha 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 ha. Like, I bought some Gamestop
You remember?
stock.
You remember when we helped bring down that $1 billion hedge fund? Hilarious.
When we cost them over $1 billion.
Yeah, imagine a bunch of people with like business degrees running in charge of like billions of dollars.
But also, if they're over here like complaining about that it's like stock manipulation, when they definitely had like meetings about doing that, about like, shorting the stock.
Yeah, their meeting probably went like, we're going to short the stock, the price will probably fall, and we'll make money off of it.
Yeah, like that's also stock manipulation, but because it's like one transaction by one hedge fund.
And it's behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors. It's not on the internet. It's like, they're like claiming it's not stock manipulation. But it's like a hedge fund manager can't just unilaterally put over $1 billion in options onto a bet. There's definitely got to have been at least like one phone call, one meeting.
Yeah.
About spending that much money.
Oh, 100%.
Even if you thought it was a like no blink guarantee we're going to make money off of it, you're still putting that $1 billion risk out there. They had to have had some kind of communication about it, and that's also stock manipulation.
Yeah.
If you like, they know what they're doing. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, yeah. We see it all the time, the hypocrisy where like people will do one thing, you know, whether it be the government, businesses, whatever, they'll do one thing, and then when they get hit by the exact same thing, they bitch and complain about it.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't, in the past, it wasn't possible for like the working man to hit back at these big companies, because it's like,
I know.
You know, before there was Robinhood, before whatever,
before like this rise in technology, and giving like power to people,
you would have to pay someone to buy and sell stocks, probably in New York, for you. And you could only do that if you had money. And like, you know, now you could literally like, you know, sign up on whatever website, app, link up some payment, and then you can buy some stock.
Yeah.
Right now.
No problem.
Yeah. But like I was saying, like imagine being like, you know, a hedge fund worth billions. You've got a bunch of people with like business degrees, and you get outmaneuvered by people just sitting at home behind a computer, just doing it for the fucking memes.
Yeah.
Like you got memed on so hard, your hedge fund is broke.
They lost 30% in like 9 hours. 30% of their hedge fund.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like, it's insane that it actually, like, because I remember reading about it for the first time, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like,
I was like, people really did that shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, like Gamestop price is going up. I was like, what was it before? It was probably like pretty low, and I looked it up. It was like 18, and I was like, what is it at now? And it's like 350, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it really went up. It wasn't this headline, like, you know, nowadays the headlines way oversell it. Yeah. But like for this, it's like you can't even, in a headline, you can't like, you can't like, undersell it. It's insane what happens.
It's like the people are rallying, like they're tired of these billionaires pretty much owning the country.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's a great response. I loved it.
Because that's what always sucks is like, you know, for like a lot of things, it's always like, oh, it's, you know, people have the mindset of like, you put in this amount of work and that's the amount of money you're going to get out of. But like, you know, that's not true because money makes money. If you have money, you can invest, which will probably make you more money. Because
if you have enough money, when you invest, it alters the price of the stock.
Yeah, if you get like up that far, yeah. Because it's something like,
and that's like effed up shit about it because it's these people who literally do nothing, produce nothing, and they're just over here toying with the economy. And even though like the 80% of us don't own very much of the stock market, we're still deeply affected by the stock market in terms of the companies we work for.
Right, because when the stock market goes down, it's a recession. People lose jobs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But when the stock market goes up, I mean, I've never gotten a raise because the company was like, whatever company I was working for was like, hey, our stock went up quite a bit. We're giving you a raise.
Mm-hmm. They're like, haha, F you.
They're like, okay, we made money. And then when they start to lose money, it's like, well, you guys have to pay the price for us losing money.
Yeah,
so.
They're like, we made money and it's ours.
Yeah.
Go cry at your house.
It's a trickle-down economy. It's been
Reaganomics.
perfect. It's been perfect since 1776. So quit that attitude.
We love trickle-down.
Oh,
for
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only method that works.
Mm-hmm. But the power of memes, we've seen it. We've seen it in so many ways. Over the last 4 or 5 years, whatever, with government officials, whatever. It's it's really crazy. When actual just regular people get together, and it's usually over the internet because how are you going to communicate? But and organize, they get together and they can meme on something so hard and just ruin people.
Yeah.
For good or bad reasons. I've seen it go both ways.
Yeah.
But it's insane how much power when people actually can organize and put their minds to it, how much power they actually have.
Yeah. This one woman crocheted Bernie Sanders at the inauguration, sitting in his chair with a windbreaker and the mittens. She made a crochet doll of it. It sold for $20,000 because so many people wanted it.
Yeah, the whole Bernie Sanders mittens thing or whatever. That just became a meme out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He took it, put it on sweatshirts, sold mittens and stuff.
Yeah.
And donated $1.7 million to charity after 2 days of selling merch.
Yeah.
Freaking memes. They're insane.
It was amazing. You remember during the vice presidential debates when Mike Pence had a fly on his head?
Yeah.
And immediately, hours after the debate, they started selling branded fly swatters on the Biden campaign website.
Oh, dude.
I was like, what is happening?
Whoever was in charge of merch for the Biden, they were so quick with it.
They were so quick. Anytime anything meme-worthy started happening, they were like, merch. Here we go.
It happened during when former President Trump was first campaigning. Jeb Bush was also campaigning. JebBush.com or whatever his website.
Oh God, that made me so sad.
The domain.
Jeb was such a cute man. I don't know
he was
much
trying
about him
so
as a
hard.
politician.
Yeah,
but he was trying so hard.
And he just kept getting memed on.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really a bad politician. I really didn't look into him too much. He seemed like he was actually serious about politics, and he was just the least interesting person.
Yeah.
And for some reason that year, all that mattered was your TV ratings. And he just kept getting memed on.
He kept getting memed on.
It's
and
that one Froggy Fresh song where it's you just got memed on.
He just got dunked on. He just got memed on.
It just kept happening to him, the poor guy.
Yeah.
And he forgot to renew.
He forgot to renew his domain, and the Trump campaign bought it and redirected the website to Trump's website. And I'm like,
it would have been funnier,
crazy,
if the Trump campaign they bought the website, but they turned it into making fun of Jeb Bush. That would have been way funnier than just redirecting it to Donald Trump's website.
I'm sure. Yeah.
After that happened, literally the day that happened is when he ended his campaign.
Yeah.
He was just I can't compete with this.
It's the power of memes.
He seemed like a sweet guy, and he just seemed like an actual politician compared to some of the things that have happened in the last 5 years. And I just felt so bad for him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does suck when just because sometimes memes are harmless. Sometimes memes are just funny pictures, whatever, little things on the internet. But then, those same things can inadvertently destroy someone's career. Because even before that, Jeb was just getting memed on for just kind of being an awkward person.
Yeah, because he was just boring.
Mm.
People saw him as boring.
Yeah.
And they were he's a safe choice, you know? And they were like, we don't want that.
Yeah, and just got fucking memed on. And
He
then
got
just
memed
like,
on so hard.
and, you know, I guess like maybe it's about like, you know, sometimes, you know, whatever person's getting memed on, maybe they can take it a little bit more than the other person. Maybe it just sticks because like, you know, other people have gotten memed on and, you know.
And they're like, I saw that. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But he's just like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, I
Yeah,
guess
sometimes
that's it for me.
Yeah, sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, sometimes I don't even know if like the people doing it are like actually trying to cause harm or not. But, you know, that's the mysterious power of memes.
Memes are more powerful than I think some people in society give them credit for.
100%. Because it used to be viral videos was like the thing, you know, which viral videos are kind of like memes.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's memes, and memes are just like a general, it's just like a vague description of whatever little bite on the internet. And sometimes you just kind of fall ass backwards into it, like Bernie Sanders. Like he was just like cold. It was January in DC.
DC is freezing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna wear winter clothes.
He had like his mail with him.
Yeah,
that shit was so funny. He was interviewed, and they asked him like, so like what mail did you have? Like, what was so important you need to bring mail to the inauguration? He was like, actually that's classified. It's so funny.
Yeah, so like that happens sometime. Yeah, and it's just like crazy.
My favorite meme of the Bernie Sanders thing was Bernie looks like the inauguration's on his list for today, but it's not his whole list.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, I'm going to the inauguration.
He's like 12, Joe's thing, 2, gotta drop off some stuff at the post office.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta run some errands after this. I can't stick around for those interviews.
It was like, maybe if you move the interviews in a toasty inside location, I'll stick around.
But also, like, for how general memes are, like, you see it with politics. They try to be hip and, you know, with it to try to relate to, you know, the younger people, because obviously, you know, the younger people.
Meme culture,
whatever,
widespread.
and it's just large in numbers. You see it with, like, when Hillary Clinton was campaigning. She did the whole
she very did it.
Pokemon go to the polls.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was trying. She was trying to meme.
She was trying.
Then people memed on her for not memeing well.
Yeah, she didn't meme well.
What did Joe Biden? He played Despacito at one of his rallies.
Yeah.
That was funny. I thought that was pretty fucking good, though.
It's pretty funny.
It was funny because Despacito was actually a meme.
Right.
You know, it was always in like, you know, something sad happened. Alexa, play Despacito.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it was already a meme.
I feel like when one of the first times Justin Bieber performed Despacito
without knowing the Spanish lyrics?
Without knowing the lyrics. And he just like said random like gibberish and then said, I don't know Spanish, ha ha ha. I think at that point, the song lost all credibility.
Is that even a Spanish word?
Yeah, it is.
But I honestly don't even know what the song's about. But it is funny, like how, you know.
Oh no, it means slowly.
Slowly. But it is funny how, like, you know, that song a while back, you know, it was Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
You know, all K-pop nowadays, you know, it's a lot of music that's not even in English.
Yeah. I was talking to you about that the other day because I really love watching SNL. And I was watching an episode where BTS was on. And, like, don't at me about this shit. But, like, I mean, I was watching them and how they performed. And I, like, get it. I get, like, they're obviously very talented. But I don't get the whole being, like, a super fan of something that...
What the hell is that?
Sorry, that was a hockey notification.
But I don't
really get being, like, a super fan of something that you don't even know what it means. Right?
Well, I mean, you can look up, like, the English translation of the song.
I guess.
But I try... I don't think I really explained it well to you, and I don't fully understand it either, because...
It's just my issue with it is I like music for the meaning, and, like, when I hear a song, what draws me to it is I'll listen to the lyrics and see you know, see if it's like a good, like meaningful lyrics or if it's like something clever. And I really like musicians who are great lyricists. And so listening, I don't see what would ever draw me into K-pop, because just listening to the song, it would be like, okay, like I can see that it's a catchy tune, but like that's it,
Yeah.
And I guess that's just a me thing, but
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody that's real big into K-pop. Obviously they do have some songs in English, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
But I mean, one of my goals this year is to watch more anime
Mm-hmm.
because I've always been a fan of anime. Don't fucking at me. I watch dubbed anime because there's a huge there's always that argument. It's like, oh, you're not a real fan if you watch dubbed. Oh, you're only a real fan if you either watch it in Japanese, it's probably, or you listen to it in Japanese but have English subtitles.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I don't like doing the subtitles. Like, I understand when you dub it, it's a different voice actor.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe you lose some of the emotion. Obviously, like, translations are different because, like, not only do you have to translate it, but you also have to make he says this phrase in 2 seconds. You have to say a phrase in English in 2 seconds, and maybe you have to change some things or whatever.
Right.
But one thing, at least when they dub it, there are voice actors. There's emotion. They do things. But when I'm reading subtitles, I'm not doing that because
you're just like
I'm just like reading it in like a monotone.
You're just like, okay, this happened. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I didn't read it fast. Damn it.
Yeah, so okay, I'll go on to that in a second. But I thought it was like kind of like the same thing with like K-pop. It's like for a lot of people, watching anime in Japanese but reading subtitles, not a problem, and they actually prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the same way with like music, but I have been watching. I've been really really good about watching it. I've really been enjoying. It's still January, so I've only watched.
You haven't actually said a full sentence in the last like 30 seconds.
I know. I'm trying to gather my thoughts on where I wanted to start, and I just kept fucking saying words and sounded like an idiot. But I started with Death Note because I had watched some of Death Note, and I stopped watching it just because, like, watching new shows, it gives me anxiety.
I know, it's pretty difficult sometimes. It takes a lot of effort.
Even when I really enjoy it, I stop because I'm just like, I can't. Like, it's like,
yeah,
it's so much.
I'm with you.
But I finally watched Death Note. It was fantastic. My thoughts on it are, I honestly thought that the way they set up the characters to where they acted, how they behaved in the end, I don't think it lined up, and so it kind of lost steam for me towards the end, and I think they should have ended it way earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm currently watching Attack on Titan, and I'm like almost done with the 3rd season. But I
saw this meme earlier of the creator of Attack on Titan. He was like in some interview, and the meme was like, the guy who created Attack on Titan, legit a psychopath. He was in this interview, and he was talking about like when he ends the series, and he was like, once Attack on Titan is over and I successfully hurt everyone, I dream of opening a spa with the tears and sweat of my readers.
Oh, 100%. I believe that. I don't know about sweat for me, but definitely tears. I'm into, like I said, the latter half of the 3rd season. I was definitely tears rolling down my face at one point, because that's one thing. Okay, so Attack on Titan is directed by the same person that did Death Note.
Okay.
The reason why I like anime is because it's something we don't have in America. And I'm not just saying anime, but like, there's no animated shows really that are like a serious show.
Like all animated shows are like, the reason that they're animated is to do something that you can't film easily.
Yeah. And well, that's the same thing with
funny.
Anime. Is like if you try to shoot these shows,
yeah,
you could like, take whatever show and boil it down to a movie. Mm-hmm. Like they did it with Death Note. I haven't seen it. You saw it. We talked about it.
I really like the Death Note movie. I thought that was really good.
I'm sure, like, if you didn't see,
because I think it ended where it needed to end.
Well,
with
how
the
y-
movie.
how you explained it to me was like it was set up a little differently,
Mhm.
but also like I'm sure if you hadn't seen the anime, that you would watch the movie and be like, this is all new, this is whatever, and it seemed like it was definitely more tailored for American viewers.
Right.
But like the way you described it to me, I'm like, that sounds like horse shit after watching the anime. So
Well, like, I've only seen the movie, and I watched it, like, over 2 years ago, so I didn't remember a lot of details, and Justin was really hounding me about it, and I was like, I don't fucking remember. And then Justin's only watched the anime and doesn't want to watch the movie. And I don't want to spend the time to watch the anime because I hate watching new shows.
yeah, I remember after it first came out and the fucking everybody was memeing on it for how bad it was. But that's the thing is like,
Whatever, I love, like, any movie I see, I'm like, it was a great.
yeah, because that's for us. Like I watch movies with like two different mindsets. You either watch it with I want to be entertained,
Yeah.
and this could be like a stupid movie, but it could be entertaining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like that movie. Or I could watch a movie, go in there and be like, this needs to be
like a cinematic masterpiece.
cinematic
It needs to
masterpiece.
be,
And like a lot of
moment
movies,
of art.
a lot of movies, you know that going into it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
going to watch an Adam Sandler movie, maybe
To be
not,
entertained.
maybe not Uncut Gems, an Adam Sandler comedy. I'm gonna be entertained, and that's all I want out of it.
And if you're entertained, then I feel like that's a good movie.
That yes,
Like, yeah, it's not a cinematic piece of art.
it's not gonna win an
anything,
Oscar for Best Actor.
but it shouldn't get bad reviews because it's not a cinematic masterpiece.
Right.
Because it wasn't trying to be. Like, it
Mhm.
very clearly is a stupid movie meant to make people happy for a small amount of time.
Exactly.
It's like I don't go into 1917 expecting to like be like thoroughly entertained and like have a great time. Like,
Yeah.
I go into 1917 expecting it to be a work of art and that maybe I cry a few times. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I cried so much.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I was just like over there sobbing and you were like, what's wrong with you? It's a good movie.
yeah. I don't remember what parts of it, but anyway. So
But then there was that like zombie movie with like Selena Gomez.
yeah,
And I forget what that one was called.
The Dead Don't Die.
The Dead Don't Die. It was so dumb, but it was awesome.
Yeah,
It
it was
got
really funny.
terrible reviews.
Yeah, people. Yeah, whatever. I really like that movie.
Yeah, it was great.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
But going back to the anime, it's something we don't have in America. It's an anime show that's serious, and you know, if you try to shoot that movie, it would be impossible. You'd have to spend so much money on special effects and CGI that the amount of viewers you'd have to get would be incredible, and just wouldn't be able to work. So like, you do an anime and whatever. A lot of people like can't watch anime shows. Like, oh, I don't like animated shows. It's like not natural, no,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, whatever, get away from me. Another reason that it's hard to do live action of whatever anime, like they did Death Note, because if you do it, you're gonna attract one. You can't make it the same because
Mhm.
you're gonna boil down 50 22-minute episodes down into a 2-hour movie. That's a lot you have to cut out.
Right.
It's a lot you have to change, and then you're calling it Death Note, so it's gonna attract
It's gonna
all the
attract
Death
all the
Note
Death
fans.
fans, and they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. And so you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And you know, we've seen it with like a
And
ton
it's
of
not
live
really gonna
action
attract
stuff.
a lot of people who aren't Death Note fans because they look at it and they're like,
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I watched it because I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. It is an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Just like the setup. I've really been enjoying the anime I've been watching.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you have a new outlet, new thing to be into.
Mm-hmm. It's been fun.
Yeah.
You should watch some anime.
See, I work way too much.
Yeah.
So maybe if I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, I'll watch some anime.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
All right. I had a good time.
I had a really good time. This is a good episode, I think.
I think so
I don't
too.
know. Maybe some hedge funds are going to come at us, but
I would so welcome that.
it would be great. I feel like we could really get a community to lift us up out of that.
Imagine a hedge fund being so butthurt they go after a YouTube channel
With
that
like
isn't
40
even
subscribers.
it's not even about stocks or anything.
Yeah.
We just mentioned it and we have like 40, and they just like go after
They're
us.
like, how dare you?
Yeah. But that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
And we, once again, just love having this outlet here. And
It is nice to have like a scheduled time where we can like
just have a good convo.
sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of the stuff we talk about, like we mentioned briefly, like beforehand, but like we don't have a terribly a lot of time to like sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Because we both work, and then we do the channel where we do talk when we're like doing Let's Plays and whatnot, but it's a little bit more focused on the game.
Right.
Yeah. But it is nice doing this.
Yeah, it's really nice having an outlet, and hopefully it's entertaining for you all that are listening. Hopefully it's something that y'all like hearing. Cause I think we want to keep doing it for a while.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, thanks for spending this time with us tonight, today,
We'll
this
see
morning,
you
whenever.
whenever you're watching this. We'll see you in the next one. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.